$300 trillion. That is how much the cross-border payments market is projected to be valued at over the next few years leading into 2030. If we're thinking about $300 trillion, a large portion of you probably watching this right now are thinking about just how massive that number actually is. And that is the number that Ripple, utilizing the XRP ledger and XRP, have been focused on for well over a decade now. They have been trying to revolutionize and ultimately completely restructure how cross-border payments are made, conducted, and ultimately settled. And in this video, I actually want to address just how massive this opportunity actually is, why I believe that Swift and Ripple will essentially work together at some point in time, and what this will do for XRP. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Let's dive on in. Let's start off with this post here from Jeremy Allaire. 2025 will be the year that the world fully wakes up to and begins actively using the internet financial system. What he is actually talking about is the integration of crypto into essentially everyday life. There is going to be a point in time where you, me, and everyone that we know is utilizing crypto without even realizing it. Let me ask you guys this. Do you even understand what TCP over IP is, how it works, the tech behind it? Almost none of you do. But that's exactly how the internet works. It's mass adopted, and almost 99% of the world doesn't even realize how it works. They just know that they load up Google and they go to YouTube or they go and search something, that it works. They don't know how, it just works. That's exactly how crypto gets mass adopted. You have a flashy UI that, people like, and they're just going to be realizing in the benefits. Payments are going to get cheaper. They're going to get faster. You're going to see a lot of cool stuff as well around certain retail products like gaming, for an example. But they're not going to look into the tech. They're not going to see the tech. But us as holders will realize in all of the value of that mass adoption because we have been researching the tech. We've been understanding how all of this comes together, how it works. And that's exactly what sets us apart from the majority. And I do believe that's 99%. A lot of people say that percentage is well over, blown, it's over exaggerated. But think about what percentage of the world actually invests into XRP or even holds XRP, for an example. It's a fraction of what you actually assume. But talking about that, right? Let's go over here. Yes, Ripple has confirmed themselves that they have over 500 partners. This is an accurate figure. Document it. If we actually look, this is from a Ripple slideshow, and we can actually see Ripple partners. These are all their major partners, a lot of them being major banks, financial institutions, remittance companies, fintech companies, and then 500 plus partners and growing. And if you actually look here, right, you can see major banks on here. Bank of America, for an example, huge player. Rack Bank. I mean, these are some very big names. And these are just a few. Now, this got posted by Smoke Dog. Over here, we also have from Altcoin Hero. You guys probably already remember this video, but this is Ripple has assigned bank IDs to over 500 banks. Are you paying attention? And if you actually look here, right, this list goes on in a very significant way. You can see all of the major banks. They're all in alphabetical order, and also jurisdictions as well. I mean, it is kind of crazy that a lot of people still are not paying attention to this. I mean, we were paying attention to this when XRP was sub 50 cents. We've been paying attention to this for well over 4+ years now, 5+ years now. It's kind of crazy, but this is exactly why, as we really look at how big Ripple is becoming, it definitely does benefit XRP and the XRP ledger. And a lot of people ask me how, right? This is Ripple. This isn't XRP. They utilize the XRP ledger. They utilize the tech behind the XRP ledger. They utilize XRP. They want to bridge CBDCs with XRP. They want to bridge essentially everything with XRP. They still want to make cross-border payments efficient utilizing the RLUSD stablecoin and even XRP. And you got to remember that the RLUSD stablecoin is going to be issued out also on the XRP ledger. And the stablecoin is going to be settled utilizing XRP. So think about the network effect of that. Think about how significant that actually is for XRP. That's why when we look at Ripple's exposure to all these massive players, you kind of start to see the vision, right? You see everything, being realized in. Now, on top of this, if we go over here, we have Ripple and XRP are already positioned to dominate the global financial landscape with unstoppable momentum that will drive prices higher. Here's why. 5 trillion daily through Swift. Swift processes $5 trillion daily, anchoring the global financial system. Ripple needs to integrate with just one of Swift's CBPR plus technology providers like Finastra, Volante, ECS Fin, or even CGI, which, by the way, Ripple already has partnerships lined up with these players. They're already partnered up. They're already integrated. Finastra and Volante are 2 major players, obviously. But we have to unlock access to Swift's 11,000 member network and its immense transaction volume. Tier 1 banks move trillions annually. Ripple has partnered with 100 plus banks, including some of the world's largest Tier 1 financial institutions, which handle tens of trillions of dollars annually. And by the way, with Ripple being a direct or having a direct integration with Volante is like settling trillions of dollars per day as well. So, huge name. 80% global coverage. Ripple's partnerships allow it to cover 80% of the world's crucial trading corridors, cementing its dominance in cross-border payments. This is all documented below, of course. And yes, if we actually look at these documents, you can clearly see it, right? Here's DLT organization. In my opinion, Ripple deals with 100 banks, including some of the biggest tier one banks in the world. So we already cover over 80% of the world's crucial trade corridors. Here they mention, Axis Bank, for an example, they use Ripple for cross-border payments. On the next slide here, we have self-attested CBPR Plus ready. You have those players that Ripple's already plug and played with. And then also on this slide, we have Volante Technologies, one of the most respected global providers of payment solutions, is settling transfers using XRP through a link with Ripple. And they did select Volante Technologies US Fedwire as a service in the cloud. Volante responded that customers can make use of XRP on its platform since it is connected to Ripple. And this is, by the way, through, when we really look at Volante, they're already partnered up with the Federal Reserve, with FedNow, with a direct connection there as well. So again, if we're thinking about utilizing XRP within this platform, even though, Volante and Ripple are connected, you don't see like Volante connecting to the XRP ledger. XRP is still tapped in through Ripple. That's how the exposure works. But also over here, we have RippleNet already has 200 financial institutions connected, but that is tiny compared to the 11,000 that use Swift. The deal could benefit both Finastra's and Ripple's existing clients. So again, this is very, very big news. But this is old news, right? Let's talk about what is happening today, because this is Swift. This is from November 29th. What will shape the future of cross-border payments? With the market projected to reach 290 trillion by 2030, EY's latest report on the future of global payments is an important deep dive into drivers behind this growth and the innovations reshaping the industry. He shares insights on Swift's CBDC experiments and why interoperability is crucial for digital assets and currencies to successfully scale in an increasingly interconnected world. And this is from Nick Kerrigan from Swift. We have interoperability is hard but necessary. And then over here we have moving forward, we will continue to work closely with the financial community to advance use cases across CBDCs and tokenized assets so that value can seamlessly move across borders in whatever form it takes. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Now I want to take you guys over here to this video that got posted by High Vibe Assets, originally posted by Mr. Man. And we have XRP holders. This is massive. Tokenization on the XRP ledger is about to grow significantly in terms of scope. And here we have 300 trillion cross-border payments by 2030. Tokenization of real-world assets. Bullish. Check it out.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us here, having me here. Super excited to talk about this probably more or most popular topic in crypto this year. And look, so how am I involved with tokenization? I oversee basically with Ripple XR contributions to the XRP ledger, which is an open source blockchain. And tokenization of real world assets has been definitely one of the key areas for us in terms of like, building more native primitives to allow for compliant institutional grade tokenization, signing partnerships around this. And so, we're seeing a lot of stablecoins, obviously, already as a form of financial instrument represented on the XRP ledger, and are also seeing a couple of projects around real estate, carbon markets, and now we're really expecting to see this to grow vastly in terms of scope, debt assets, securities, private equity, and so forth. And I would say, like, in terms of like a year ago and now, the big difference is, it felt like engaging particularly with TradFi in the beginning, maybe more than a year ago, was mostly about like ticking an innovation box and running through some theoretical pilots. And now the conversations are really becoming real and tangible and executable. And so, I would say it's fair to say that there's a lot that's going to be happening in terms of like blockchain technology, blockchain related companies and TradFi working together to really move the needle.
Great, thank you. Stacey.
So if we're thinking about this logically, all right, so Swift is now talking about tokenized assets and CBDCs moving across borders, how we can have all of this interconnected, how we could work with the financial community. And then we also have Ripple, pushing the tokenized economy forward and embracing this in a big way. And we already know how much tokenization adoption has been happening this year alone. We also know how much Ripple has been expanding with Archix, for an example, Axeler, Zonix. These are some very big partnerships that they already have, Open Eden as well. Tokenization on the XRP ledger has been heating up this entire year. So if we're thinking about this, okay, and then we think about cross-border payments, and then we also, come to the realization that almost every single thing of value will be tokenized eventually, all of a sudden, we look at Ripple, we look at the XRP ledger, and it seems as though it's at the forefront of this, especially considering the fact that Ripple has been working with the traditional financial world, for well over a decade while utilizing blockchain technology. And on top of this, you got to remember that, this private public collaboration that almost every single major organization has been talking about, whether it be the BIS, the IMF, the World Economic Forum, the World Bank, and even Swift, that's happening. And Ripple is one of those players, in my opinion, considering the fact that Ripple and also Swift were on the BIS, their CPMI group for cross-border payments, market infrastructure, right? Like they were restructuring the entire infrastructure around cross-border payments. That CPMI group is so crucial to focus on because Swift and Ripple are named on it. It goes to show you that these discussions are happening behind the scenes and how to realize in the benefits of this technology. But you don't have to believe me. Check this out. Swift reposted this. The future of cross-border payments is set for a shakeup with blockchain, stablecoins, and public-private collaboration. There you have it, right? Public-private collaboration leading the charge. And this is Tony McLaughlin. This is Emerging Payments City Service of City Services explains how these advancements will boost transparency and security globally. Check this out.
Well, Austin, there's a thesis there around the role of blockchain and what blockchain might bring to the party. I think that thesis is sometimes a little bit mixed up. And so, for example, I sometimes hear in this discussion people claiming that the SWIFT system that we use today is slow, and that's the thing that will be replaced by a blockchain. But the truth of it is that messages that pass over SWIFT take place at near the speed of light. So there's nothing slow about those electronic communications. So I think if people believe that what blockchain will do is kind of replace SWIFT, that's misdiagnosing the problem. What blockchain really is at its heart, if you look at it from a technological perspective, it is a machine for keeping track of who owns what.
Now, as we really think about this and as we really address the big problem in the room, the messaging behind Swift, yes, it does move fast. What doesn't move fast is the clearing and settlement. And that's because Swift doesn't do that. Swift is not settling. They're not clearing any of those transactions. they're utilizing third-party players for that. The third-party players are the problem. So if we're thinking about this, how can Swift revolutionize the clearing and settlement side of transactions? Well, it's easy. Plug and play with a blockchain provider that can ultimately revolutionize cross-border payments. And guess what? They're already here. They've been focused on this for well over a decade. It's Ripple. It's Ripple with XRP. So if we're really thinking about what's happening here, I do believe that Ripple and XRP will be two players that are at the forefront of this cross-border payment revolution. And even 1% of this potential $300 trillion market is enough to completely change the network. So as we really think about this and we take a step back, I do believe that XRP and the XRP ledger are poised for massive adoption, major growth, and the network effect from some of these things, even when it comes to tokenization of essentially everything, I think is going to surprise a lot of people. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.